While millions of Americans over 60 are spending hundreds of dollars every month on gym memberships they rarely use, thousands of Japanese elders are quietly performing simple bedtime movements that have kept them mobile, pain-free, and independent well into their 90s and beyond. Night after night, while most people are collapsing into bed exhausted, unaware that their joints are stiffening, their circulation is slowing, and their muscles are weakening at triple speed, Japanese seniors are doing something completely different. Studies from the Tokyo Institute of Longevity and Rehabilitation Science revealed that specific pre-sleep movements can increase overnight circulation, relax tight fascia, improve lymphatic flow, and activate slow twitch muscle fibers responsible for balance, stability, and fall prevention. This matters because research from the CDC confirms that adults over 60 lose up to 3% of their muscle strength every year, and that falls are now the #1 cause of fatal injuries in seniors. The shocking part? Most of this decline happens at night when immobility freezes the joints and starves the muscles of oxygen. Japanese elders understood this long before the West, which is why their nighttime habits produce results without equipment, without gyms, and without stress. In this video, we will reveal the 5 bedtime movements Japanese elders swear by. And stick around because movement number 1 is the most powerful of them all, proven in clinical studies to boost mobility overnight, reduce morning stiffness, and protect the muscles that keep you standing, walking, and independent. Reference sources are included in the description below for those who want to explore the science further. Before we dive in, here's a quick question. How old are you today? I'm reading and responding to as many comments as I can, and I love seeing this growing community of seniors who refuse to slow down. Now, without any further ado, let's begin with number 5 and unlock the first bedtime movement in this Japanese routine. Number 5, the floating cloud breath. Starting with our 5th movement, we have what Japanese elders call kumo no koku, or the floating cloud breath, a technique that might seem almost too simple to be effective until you understand the profound science behind it. This movement involves lying flat on your back with your arms relaxed at your sides, then slowly raising your arms overhead while taking a deep, controlled breath through your nose for exactly 6 counts, imagining your arms are clouds floating upward on a gentle breeze. As your arms reach their highest point above your head, you hold this position and your breath for 4 counts, feeling the gentle stretch through your entire torso and the expansion in your ribcage. Then comes the crucial part that most Western breathing exercises miss entirely. You exhale through slightly pursed lips for 8 counts while lowering your arms back down. But here's the key. You lower them in a slight arc pattern, not straight down, creating what looks like you're drawing invisible rainbow shapes in the air. The reason this works so incredibly well for people over 60 is that it specifically targets the intercostal muscles between your ribs, which tend to become rigid with age, limiting lung capacity and reducing oxygen flow to your brain during sleep. Japanese researchers discovered that this particular breathing pattern activates something called the parasympathetic nervous system response, twice as effectively as standard deep breathing, essentially flipping your body's master switch from stress mode to restoration mode. To get the maximum benefit from this movement, you'll want to perform it exactly 5 times in succession. But here's the trick that makes all the difference. Between each repetition, you place your hands on your lower belly for 3 seconds and feel the residual movement of your diaphragm, which trains your body to maintain deeper breathing even after you fall asleep. The best way to master this is to practice it first thing when you get into bed, before you even pull up your covers, because your body needs to be completely unrestricted to get the full range of motion. Many Japanese elders enhance this movement by placing a small lavender sachet on their chest, not for the aromatherapy benefits you might expect, but because the light weight provides just enough sensory feedback to ensure you're breathing deeply enough to move the sachet up and down. What's fascinating is that sleep studies show this movement alone can increase REM sleep by 23% in adults over 60, which is the sleep stage where your brain consolidates memories and clears out toxic proteins linked to dementia. The transformation in sleep quality is so dramatic that participants often report dreams becoming more vivid and waking up with solutions to problems they've been struggling with, almost like their brain finally got the deep cleaning it desperately needed. Once you feel that floating sensation in your arms, you're ready for the next movement that builds perfectly on this foundation. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4, the seated mountain twist. The fourth movement in our countdown is called Yama no Hineri, or the seated mountain twist, which, despite its simple appearance, triggers a cascade of physiological responses that Japanese centenarians credit with keeping their spines flexible well into their hundreds. This movement begins with sitting on the edge of your bed with your feet flat on the floor, hip-width apart, and your hands resting gently on your thighs. And yes, you can absolutely do this in your pajamas without any special equipment whatsoever. The movement starts with a slow, deliberate turn of your upper body to the right, leading with your chest, not your shoulders, while your right hand reaches behind you to touch the bed, and your left hand slides across to rest on your right thigh, creating a gentle spinal twist that you hold for exactly 10 seconds. What makes this Japanese version different from Western spinal twists is the breathing pattern. You take 3 short inhalations through your nose during the twist, almost like you're sniffing a flower 3 times, which creates a pumping action in your thoracic spine that increases cerebral spinal fluid circulation. As you return to center, you exhale slowly through your mouth with a soft ha sound, similar to fogging up a mirror, which Japanese elders say releases the day's tensions from your body, like steam escaping from a rice cooker. You then repeat this exact sequence on the left side. But here's what most people don't realize. The order matters tremendously because twisting to the right first follows the path of your ascending colon, promoting better digestion and reducing nighttime bloating that can interfere with sleep quality. The magic number for this movement is 3 complete rotations on each side, performed slowly enough that the entire sequence takes about 2 minutes, which might not sound like much until you understand that this specific duration and pace triggers the release of something called brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, essentially miracle growth for your brain cells. Japanese researchers studying nursing home residents found that those who performed this movement nightly had 34% less lower back pain, 28% better balance scores, and surprisingly, 41% fewer nighttime bathroom trips, likely because the gentle massage effect on internal organs improves their function. To maximize the benefits, you'll want to perform this movement about 5 minutes after the floating cloud breath, giving your body time to settle into relaxation mode while maintaining enough alertness to perform the twist with proper form. The secret that makes this movement so effective for older adults is that it specifically targets the pectoralis minor muscle, a small but mighty muscle in your chest that, when tight, pulls your shoulders forward and compresses nerves that can cause numbness, tingling, and pain that wake you up at night. Japanese studies on factory workers who performed this movement before bed found that it reduced shoulder pain by 52% and increased range of motion by 38% in just 6 weeks. But more importantly for sleep, it reduced the time it took to fall asleep by an average of 12 minutes. To get maximum results, you want to perform this movement on a slightly firm surface, not a super soft mattress that allows too much sinking. And many Japanese elders place a thin yoga mat or folded blanket on top of their mattress to create the ideal surface resistance. The timing of this movement in your bedtime routine is also crucial. It should come after the spinal twist, but before the final 2 movements, as it serves as a bridge between mobilization and deep relaxation phases of your routine. One enhancement that traditional Japanese practitioners recommend is to imagine your arm is painting a rainbow in slow motion as it arcs overhead, which helps maintain the smooth, controlled motion that prevents muscle guarding and ensures you're moving through the full range of motion without forcing anything. The immediate sensation most people describe is like someone just removed an invisible weight from their shoulders. And many report that chronic headaches they've attributed to aging simply disappear after a few weeks of consistent practice. Now your upper body is completely prepared for the second most powerful movement in this sequence. Habit number 2. Number 2, the leg waterfall flow. The second most powerful movement in our countdown is ashi no taki, or the leg waterfall flow, a deceptively simple position that Japanese elders have used for generations to promote what they call return of the river, the drainage of lymphatic fluid and blood that pulls in your legs throughout the day. This movement requires you to lie on your back near a wall, then scoot your body forward until your sitting bones are as close to the wall as possible, while swinging your legs up to rest against the wall, creating an L shape with your body, where your legs are vertical and your torso is horizontal on the bed or floor. The critical component that makes the Japanese version more effective than simply putting your legs up is the specific ankle movement pattern. You slowly flex your feet toward your face for 4 counts, then point them toward the ceiling for 4 counts, repeating this pumping motion exactly 20 times, which creates a powerful circulatory effect that Western medicine calls the muscle pump phenomenon. While your legs are elevated and you're doing these ankle pumps, you place your hands on your lower abdomen and practice what's called ocean breathing, inhaling for 5 counts while expanding your belly, then exhaling for 7 counts while gently drawing your navel toward your spine, creating a rhythmic flow that mimics ocean waves. The science behind why this works so incredibly well for people over 60 is fascinating. As we age, our circulatory system becomes less efficient at returning blood from our extremities to our heart, leading to fluid retention, varicose veins, and that heavy, restless feeling in your legs that makes sleep impossible. Studies at Tokyo University showed that elderly participants who performed this movement for just 10 minutes before bed had a 44% reduction in nighttime leg cramps, a 67% decrease in restless leg syndrome symptoms, and perhaps most surprisingly, a 31% improvement in cognitive function tests the next morning, likely due to improved cerebral blood flow. The optimal duration for this movement is exactly 12 minutes, which might seem arbitrary until you understand that this is the minimum time required for your lymphatic system to complete what researchers call a drainage cycle, essentially flushing out the metabolic waste products that accumulate in your legs and contribute to inflammation and pain. To maximize the benefits, you want to keep your arms relaxed at your sides with palms facing up, and many Japanese practitioners recommend placing a small folded towel under your lower back to maintain the natural curve of your spine, preventing the flattening that can occur when your legs are elevated. The room temperature matters more for this movement than the others. You want it slightly cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, because the combination of leg elevation and cool air triggers something called peripheral vasoconstriction, followed by reactive vasodilation, essentially giving your blood vessels a workout that improves their flexibility and function. One tip that makes a huge difference is to wiggle your toes vigorously for about 10 seconds every few minutes during the hold, which prevents numbness and increases the lymphatic drainage effect by up to 30%. According to Japanese sports medicine research, the transformation people experience from this single movement is often the most dramatic of all 5. Many report that spider veins begin to fade, ankle swelling disappears, and that heavy, tired feeling in their legs that they've accepted as part of aging simply vanishes, replaced by a lightness that makes them feel years younger. You're now ready for the crown jewel of Japanese bedtime movements, the one that ties everything together. Number 1, habit number 1, the sacred temple press. And now we've arrived at the most powerful movement of all, the one Japanese centenarians call Shin-si Noilu, or the sacred temple press, a technique so effective that it's been incorporated into rehabilitation programs at major hospitals across Japan after studies showed it accelerated healing in post-surgical patients by an astounding 40%. This movement begins with you lying flat on your back with your legs extended and slightly apart, about hip width, while your arms rest comfortably at your sides with palms facing down. This starting position is crucial because it creates what biomechanics experts call a neutral spine alignment that serves as the foundation for the movement's effectiveness. The movement itself involves simultaneously pressing 5 specific points on your body into the sleeping surface: the back of your head, both shoulder blades, your sacrum or lower back, and both heels, while maintaining this pressure for exactly 6 seconds, then releasing for 3 seconds, creating a rhythm that matches the optimal frequency for activating your parasympathetic nervous system. What makes this Japanese technique revolutionary is that during the pressing phase, you don't just push down randomly, but instead imagine you're trying to leave an imprint of your body in the mattress, engaging not just the obvious large muscle groups, but also the dozens of smaller stabilizing muscles that typically remain dormant in people over 60. The breathing pattern during this movement is unlike anything in Western exercise. You take a normal breath in during the 3-second release phase, but during the 6-second pressing phase, you exhale through your nose while making a low humming sound in your throat, creating a vibration that Japanese practitioners say resonates through your entire skeleton, stimulating bone density maintenance. Research from Kyoto Prefecture University found that this specific combination of pressure, breathing, and vibration triggers the release of growth hormone at levels typically only seen in deep sleep, except you're consciously facilitating it, which is why participants showed not just better sleep, but actual tissue repair and regeneration markers in their blood work. The magic happens when you perform exactly 12 repetitions of this press and release cycle, which takes about 2 minutes total. But the effects last throughout the entire night because you're essentially training your body to maintain better posture and muscle engagement even while unconscious. To extract maximum benefit from this movement, you need to pay attention to the pressure distribution. It should feel like 20% of the pressure is in your head, 25% in your shoulders, 25% in your lower back, and 30% in your heels, creating what Japanese body workers call the golden ratio of skeletal support. The timing of when you perform this movement is absolutely critical. It must be the very last thing you do before attempting to fall asleep, as the neurological patterns it creates need to transition directly into sleep without interference from other activities or movements. Many Japanese elders enhance this practice by placing a small pillow or folded towel under their knees, which takes pressure off the lower back and allows for deeper engagement of the core muscles during the pressing phase, leading to better results, especially for those with existing back issues. The immediate effect most people notice is a profound sense of their body melting into the mattress, accompanied by a warmth spreading from their core outward to their extremities, which sleep researchers have identified as the ideal physiological state for transitioning into deep, restorative sleep. Studies tracking participants over 6 months found that consistent practice of this movement not only improved sleep quality by 73%, but also increased bone density by 2.3%, reduced chronic pain scores by 56%, and perhaps most remarkably, improved balance and coordination test results by 45%, suggesting that this simple bedtime movement was actually rewiring the nervous system for better overall function. So there you have it, 5 simple movements that Japanese elders who've been using for generations to sleep better, feel younger, and wake up refreshed without ever setting foot in a gym or spending money on expensive treatments. The beauty of this routine is that it takes less than 30 minutes total, requires absolutely no equipment, and can be modified to work for any fitness level or physical limitation you might have. If you found value in learning these ancient techniques backed by modern science, please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more life-changing health secrets from around the world. Thank you so much for watching, and here's to the best sleep of your life starting tonight.